Hello everyone and welcome to this 6th devlog of the Astreterre project. I am OraNN and Astreterre is a 2D tactical role-playing game inspired by the Minecraft universe. Today we're going to see how I improved the AI of the creatures to add the explosion of the creeper. Until now, the behavior of the creatures has been very simple. They were trying to get closer to the player to make a melee attack. There was no difference between the zombie and the creeper. In order to be able to code the differences in behavior, we decided with Mimish to reorganize our code. Before, all the components of the AI were in one script. Now, I have created several nodes, each with an AI element. There is one for inventory, one for actions during the combat phase, one for defense, one for exploration mode, etc. There will surely be more depending on future needs. The advantage is to be able to separate the code into several scripts. They communicate with the parent node of the creature. It's better than one very long script. Much of the time since the last devlog has been doing these new architectures, so that the new scripts communicate well with each other. I also took the opportunity to make improvements, corrections, and to optimize everything. Even though the architectures remained the same for all creatures, a way had to be found to differentiate the statistics and behavior of species of creatures. The first part is done in the script called creature stats. When the creature initializes, this script gives its statistics based on its type. So far, I've only worked on zombie and creeper. Then, I modified a lot of lines of code so that all combat functions take into account these stats. For example, the number of action points, which is different from creature to creature. Another very important element in distinguishing creatures is their behavior and the actions they can take in combat. For that, I created a new script in Autoload, permanently loaded by the game and available from any other script. This script is called Actions Catalog, and it contains a list of possible actions for creatures and the player. It is a bit of a guide for the master of the game, with all the characteristics and action. Its name, type, cost, range, number of dice and value of dice for damage, etc. As all its information is centralized in this catalog, it will be easier in the future to make gameplay adjustments. Now, upon initialization, each creature's script will load a dictionary that includes all of the actions available to it. For now, there is only one, but in the future there may be more complex behaviors with several types of possible actions. The timeline scripts, which manage the rotation of the game's turns, communicates directly with the script of the creatures to tell them it's your turn. Then the timeline script is on hold. The main creature script has been greatly reduced and improved. It goes through different states to manage the stages of a round. Nothing when it's not his turn and there is nothing to do. Waiting when you have to wait during the round for an action to end. Actioning to choose actions. Moving to manage movements. And ending to end the turn and give control to the timeline script. The rest of the new features are concentrated in the action script for each creature. This will analyze the catalog of actions of each to execute the right behavior. The functions of the action script will allow you to choose the things to do. We first check whether an attack is possible. It is executed if necessary. Otherwise, we check whether movement is necessary and possible. We make loops to possibly chain movement and attacks several times. Finally, when no action is possible, we end the creature's turn and give control to the timeline script. I also modified the console script so that it can better display all this new information. This script can now take into account other types of actions, such as area attacks, which will inflict damage on several surrounding cells. And we finally arrive at the explosion of the creeper. First, you have to check that the creeper is next to the player to trigger his famous wither. As we are on a tactical turn-based RPG, we choose that the creeper would not explode instantly, but that there would be a load time. The explosion action therefore has a loading variable. The creeper action script counts the number of turns to detonate the creeper at the right time. It was necessary to create a function to detect all the entities in the radius of the explosion. Then you have to create a loop to deal damage to all these creatures one by one. In the end, we now have the explosion of the creeper, which is functional, at least in terms of gameplay. There is of course all the visual and sound part to do. In the next few weeks, I'll be able to add a new type of creature, skeletons, and work on distant attacks. I'm also planning major advances in the game's graphics and the interface color scheme. Thanks for watching this devlog. I hope you liked it. Do not hesitate to give your suggestions in the comments. You can also subscribe to not miss the next devlogs. I have a Twitter account for Astreterre and I regularly post the progress. I stream every week on Twitch to advance the development of Astreterre and I upload it on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who helps the project. See you soon. Bye bye.